Welcome to the exact halfway point of Siren Blood Curse, which is where we are at this moment, having completed 6 of the 12 episodes. Moving on to episode 7, a major turning point in the game's story, and in the Circle of Ouroboros.
It's me, Bella, it's me!
Bella?
Daddy, Mommy, it's me! Daddy, Mommy, please let me in!
Melissa, don't!
Daddy! Mommy!
いや、私死にたくない。
What is that?
近くにいるの？お願い、早く。
Miyako, are you in there?
So Howard survived immolation, and any non-lethal injury will eventually be recovered from. So he's back on his feet, noticed something weird off in the distance, and has decided to investigate, guided by the voice of Miyako. So apparently we're headed for something called the Nest Core. These bug monsters have built a nest, it sounds like. We still have our sawed-off shotgun, so that guy has made a poor decision. We are going to want to touch his weapon, though. We haven't seen a splitting axe before. But it is not better than a shotgun. And if we head up here, there's a sniper waiting for us. No longer. Off he goes. But he didn't end up going very far at all. Now, it would normally be a bad idea to take the hunting rifle. However, our shotgun just ran out of ammo. We wasted 40 shots off screen. Howard got into a lot of combat since the last time we played as him. And if we switch to hunting rifle, it has 1 shot, and that's it. So guns are useless. We might think that would mean let's use the splitting axe, but we don't want that either, for metagame reasons. Locked door here. We'll try and get to the other side at some point. But this is what we want. We want the mining pick. As we head over here to a boarded up building. Not gonna get in that way. So we'll just break through this. And our goal here is gonna be break through under cover of thunder. This is actually a mechanic that worked really well in the original Siren. Here you just kind of ignore it. But in the original Siren, you actually had to attack the boards, blocking your progress at the exact moments that the thunder was crashing. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. Yep, screwed that up. Fortunately, the checkpoint is right outside the door. So there is a good reason why we have the mining pick, and it is about to come into play once this guy returns to his position that we saw him slowly stumble towards. Sneak around here. And there we go.
Go to hell.
A brutal murder that can only be accomplished with the mining pick. You have to be off to the right side of that Shebito, slightly in front of him, and both standing without getting detected while you're in the way to get to that position. It's very awkward. I discovered that completely by accident. And then had to do a lot of practice to find a consistent method to get it set up. But afterwards we're rewarded with a nice easy murder. An enemy that has a useless weapon, the walking crutch. We don't want it, it's just for archive purposes. And that leaves us free to explore this open area. Up here, can head into a little bedroom. It's got a closet with a gap that we can't fit through. So we're not going that way. Platforming was the correct answer. More exploration turns up the other end of the hole we couldn't fit through. And a closet with a Daruma inside. But nothing else. What was that? Another gap that we cannot fit through. It's too small. Something tiny has been crawling through the Shebito nest. Or perhaps someone tiny? Could be anyone. Busted TVs, we know they don't get reception here. And an upside down calendar. Or a calendar for the year 90L. Good year. Already hearing heartbeats. So, duck for cover. Let's see what's waiting for us. Flies are patrolling the skies. And someone is muttering. Somewhere we haven't seen before. So we got new objectives. Knock out the Shebito brain to stop the flies. Could always just fight the flies, we are pretty well armed. But we will obey the objectives. Something spotted us. For no particular reason, I'm going to set a trap right here. Walk around the corner. And keep an eye on this gentleman. Makes a unique sound as he enters the building. Steps in that trap. There he is. A bee-headed man. Seems like a brain to me. Obviously, I could have executed him right there. He is non-aggressive, just like all the other brains we've seen. But this abandoned house seems to be his happy place for some reason. So we'll wait for him to come inside again, as he insists on doing. Let him wander to a specific location where he's just gonna stare at the toilet like a weird creep.
Suck on that.
We have made him regret that decision. How very Saiga of us to just brutalize this poor guy. The brains feel kind of pathetic, honestly. Like they make us feel bad for the Shebito, who we know from playing as a Shebito are just doing what they did in life, going through the motions, blissfully unaware of all the violence they're committing. And this one wasn't even doing any violence. but he was controlling the flies, so we had to take him out. However, taking him out was a mistake. Obeying the commands is detrimental to our ultimate goals. And just to show it off, we can climb this building. There is absolutely no reason to do so, but it is possible. So, back to the checkpoint. We need to unkill the Shebito brain. He has to live. And we have to just sneak past him. Now he hides behind the abandoned house, so sneaking past him is no problem at all. He simply won't see us. But the flies will. We do have to get rid of the flies manually now. Not very easy with this slow weapon of ours. Just 1 or 2 hits should bring each one down, though. There we go. Both of them down. Don't have to worry about them. Effectively the same as killing the brain. And we sneak around here. Take a very specific path. Not specific enough. Another sniper. Muttering to themselves up there. Temporarily forgotten about our presence, though. Yep, we know that sniper. We have been that sniper. We know he is not to be taken lightly. Can't fight fate, but we can fight Saiga. And steal his gun. We can't wield it quite as effectively as Saiga does, but it's a very important gun, and it's a good thing to deprive him of it, because he's a dangerous guy. And back to where we first wandered is a nice bus stop. Not unlike the one where Howard's motorcycle died right at the very beginning of the game. And much like that area, there is a secret path behind this bus stop as well. So we'll wander around, do some platforming all the way to the back area, where there's an open door leading into the Lucky Triangle, the locked building that we couldn't get into at the beginning of this level. And inside is a fly Shebito, enjoying some noodles. We can't have that. There we go, he realized he was dead after standing up. And he, of course, is Officer Shimada, surprising no one. You can even see the stick he was impaled with. Look at that, sticking right out of his back still. Hasn't bothered to yank it out. We can also unlock the door, accomplishing nothing. There's his noodles. So Officer Shimada would not have showed up here had we not destroyed the noodles earlier in the game. And if we had killed the Shebito brain, he's a fly, so he also would have died. And we would have had to wait for the brain to regenerate. Which is quite a long wait. But there happens to be an archive item. What is it doing here? Honestly, a very good question. Someone is just dangling 8mm film above some cabbage. Probably the same person who made these noodles. Mysteries abound, but we've solved them to the best of our ability. Now we can just leave this secret area in all of its weirdness. Sounds like some of the flies are back up. But they're not going to give me any guff. We will just sneak past to the goal.
This is Miyako's.
We have infiltrated the nest. Mission accomplished.
Melissa!
I don't understand. Is the fruit not what you desired?
What is this place? Miyako?
Something bad just happened at the center of the core. Amana seemed to have performed another ritual, which once again failed. But we have ended up just appearing somewhere nearby. And now we gotta go fight a Shebito brain. You're just somewhere we've never been before. With no weapons. You can hear screaming Shebito off in the distance. Get ourselves a new wrench. And get killing. Locked door. Finding a lot of those here. You don't want that. We do want them out of the way. Two down. But where do we need to go? Somewhere over here. Sufficient wandering would eventually get you to this obscure corner. Foreknowledge is, of course, the preferable way to find this area. There's an impaled cop car for some reason. It's even on our mini-map. Just a strange, arbitrary landmark. Oh, by the way, I did mean to mention at the beginning of the video, this entire video is going to feature some very horrifying faces. Faces that you will remember till your dying day once you've seen them. So just prepare to set aside a portion of your brain for something you cannot unsee. As much as you may like to. But not just yet. Now we have standard horrors of Spider Shebito. Just piles of them. If I keep hammering at them, I should eventually get a unique kill. I do need to let that one get back up. There it is.
Now stay dead.
You have to have the final hit of their health bar be with the just generic first swing of a combo. which would not happen naturally. Find a way to keep out all the dead spider Shebito. There we go. Just move that parch machine. Now we don't have to worry about their corpses. But there are probably plenty more where that came from. We advance further, past, let's see, Fujimi's barbershop. Get another tool. We actually get to use the crowbar for once. We've collected it before. Didn't kill anybody with it, and I regret that. What do we have over here? Oh. An old friend, the maggot Shebito. She was nice and docile the last time we saw her. And in here, we can get ourselves a hunting rifle. That is a trap. In this area, there are a lot of spider Shebito. And the maggot Shebito. None of which you want to fight with that hunting rifle. So we will run for our lives. Hopefully escape. We are horribly outnumbered by very dangerous enemies. Maggot Shebito, they will like one-hit kill you. They deal tremendous amounts of damage. So this time we're gonna try and stealth around that thing. Not arouse her ire at all. And completely ignore the closet with the hunting rifle. It is not for us. There's a reason they locked it. Behind a flimsy, easily broken lock. Shebito like to scream before they charge at you, giving you a chance to run away. And this looks like the smokestack we are meant to climb.
What to do? My daughter has run off again. Great timing, Sam.
Nothing can ever be easy for Howard. Nor for Sam, who, became a Shebito. We saw him evolving in a cutscene. And here's why I got the crowbar. It also has a unique execution on spiders. Drive the blunt end through their carapace. Oh, someone's throwing shit at me. The maggot Shebito likes to hurl things at us. As we saw in the little cutscene that knocked us off of the smokestack.
Now stay dead.
I was actually waiting for Sam to arrive, because Sam wields the can opener, even in death. We need that can opener. There's a reason we got it so many levels ago. Uh-oh. I believe the maggot is right below me. There she is. Can't rest on our laurels because she will throw stuff at us. But we also don't want this can opener to go to waste. That would be a shame. It's been built up for so long. Ever since the second episode. Okay, there's also a million spiders here. As you might expect from old abandoned buildings. We're probably going to see this execution a lot because it is much easier to get than the wrench one.
Suck on that.
The crowbar does much more damage. So that lethal kill comes much earlier. Okay, looks like the coast is clear. Time for a snack. Howard was hungry for some delicious SpaghettiOs or something. Instead, he just got confused. That was what the can opener was for. Don't know why he did that, but it is done. And we are gonna have to move on from this area. Can we escape all these Shebito? The maggot lost us. The spiders are stuck trying to climb up. Just gotta get to the top of the smokestack and we should be in the clear. There are projectiles coming our way. There's one. Should have got me. Luckily it did not. Did not have a repeat of the cutscene. And we're free. I don't think anything's gonna be able to follow us. But just in case, I'm rushing the hell out of there. On to our goal, which is locked. But we are good at breaking locks. In we go. Mission accomplished.
Girl, it's horrible.
Get away from her. It's okay now, honey. Mommy isn't going anywhere. This isn't right. The circle of Ouroboros isn't connecting.
What's happening? I feel awful. What was that?
Are you all right? Are you all right?
Samuel, where's Melissa and Bella? I feel like I'm some goddamn zombie or something.
I'm never gonna let you out of my sight again. Hurry, get in! God damn it, come on!
Sam, Bella, and Melissa finally got their beautiful family reunion. But Amana disagreed with its beauty. And something happened. And things are facing a bit of a reset. Things didn't go as planned. Therefore, the Circle of Ouroboros has turned. That is a gigantic divergence point from Forbidden Siren, the original Siren game, upon which this is based. And from here on out, things are going to be very different. Almost everything we've seen thus far has been analogous to something in original Siren. No longer. There'll be infrequent things that are similar to the original game, but for the most part, we are facing entirely new content and storyline from here on out. So that should be interesting. And as we can see, we have dug pretty far into the archive. Let's first look at our new weapons. The wrench, for some reason, is weapon number 1. tool designed for turning nuts and bolts. Length set to maximize torque. And spider neck braking. Occasionally. Our crutch can help support the weight of someone with a leg injury. For this reason, the word can refer to anything used to support a weakness. Useful info, and the splitting axe, which we did not use, but is still very powerful. A specialized axe used for harvesting timber. It can be used to carve a tree so that it falls in the desired direction when sawn down. Didn't use it for that purpose though. Link would be proud if he were to show up in Haruda though. Although he'd break the damn thing in a few uses, I bet. Here's the 8mm film that we worked so hard to get out of the lucky triangle. A little history lesson about 8mm film. It was first on sale in the 1930s and soon became the recording format of choice thanks to its ease of use. It continued to enjoy this success for half a century until the 1980s, when videotapes became popular and 8mm vanished completely from the market. Nearly. However, 8mm film still has many staunch supporters among amateur movie makers because the film stock possesses a certain charm and warmth not possible using tapes. This reel contains what appears to be a mono-religious ceremony filmed by one of its followers. Let's tune in. No new info, just Amana being creepy. We knew all this already took place in the pre-1980s. This is just a little bit of mood setting for the period. And there's the fortune can, which we worked so hard to open as well. We'll save it for last because it was so worth our time. Here's one we unlocked simply for completing the chapter. The Holy Scroll of Ouroboros. The Ouroboros, a powerful symbol for the Mana religion, is painted on this sacred scroll. It is usually depicted as a snake or dragon biting its own tail, forming a circle, and represents cyclicality and the concept of infinity. The name Ouroboros itself means one who devours his own tail. The beginning and the end are as one with this symbol. The snake destroys itself and renews itself in the same action, giving birth to itself, an endless cycle of creation and annihilation. The Ouroboros will exist forever as it continues this process of self-renewal. Even describing the Ouroboros is an endlessly cyclical process where you repeat yourself over and over again, in case you were not familiar with the concept. And further still, before we get to that fortune can, you may be wondering if there is another form of the altar display that we've seen so many times. Indeed there is, and this is another one of those faces that you just cannot unsee. Let's take a look. My god, the doll has grown giant, and really, really disturbing. They were really banking on you just not seeing this one the first time you open the altar, because it completely destroys the description of random objects and a triangular street sign. You can't see any of that. All you can see is gigantic, disgusting face. Let's put that aside. So the way the altar display works is every 6 hours, it changes to a different form. Starting at 1 p.m., you will see the upside-down impaled head that we saw at the first time we opened the altar display. Then at 7 p.m., you see the just regular Red Riding Hood innocent doll. Then at 7 a.m., it switches to the zombified version. And then in between those two is the disgusting head that we just saw. That one appears at 1 a.m. And I never saw that until I was actually manually switching my PS3 time frame so as to look at all the altar displays. They decided correctly to place that one at such an obscure time that you would not normally see it. Mercifully, in case you do not want to see it. Now, we've gotten all these important plot archive items out of the way. Let's switch to a complete non sequitur here in the Fortune Can. A lengthy description of something just totally unrelated to the plot of the game, just weird minutia about Hanuda. The Fortune Can is the result of a product tie-in between 1976 cartoon Can the Occult Fighter and a famous snack maker. Can is the son of a Shinto priest with the power to see people's former lives, and in this case, the lives of whoever bought a Fortune Can. The product also included a special offer for premium Can toys, putting it on the shopping lists for countless families with young children. Unfortunately, it required people to collect 30 of the gold seals or 300 of the silver seals found in the cans before they could send away for the toys. Most children never stood a chance of receiving this coveted prize. Can the Occult Fighter. The hero Can was given a special handmade guardian dog as a 10th birthday present from his father, the Shrine Priest. That same night, a spirit entered the guardian dog, Growlf, and all sorts of mysterious troubles began to plague Can and his girlfriend, She-Can. During the course of each show, Growlf would come trotting in, biting a slip of paper that would help give Can the power to see into people's past lives. This never seemed to have much bearing on solving the supernatural problems the pair faced, and each episode usually ended with Can and the bad guys brawling. The irrelevance of the unique supernatural element to the resolution of the episode left viewers confused and eventually uninterested. The show was eventually cancelled due to its poor ratings. An ill-fated show running an ill-fated promotion. Total waste of everyone's time. Just weird nonsense that they love to throw into Siren games. 300 cans had to be purchased to get one of those little toys that we see next to the can itself. Yeah, not a good idea. Makes the cereal box offers we all experienced as children seem much more generous in comparison. But we also got a fortune. Howard himself earned the right to know what Can thinks of his past life. Let's find out. Excellent. I'm very excited to see this one. Can see it. In a past life, you were a black hole. That is a very good fortune for me. But what does it mean? It means nothing. There are 4 possible fortunes you can receive, and they are delivered at random when you open the can. You can replay that chapter again, and when you open the can again, you will change what this fortune is. Or rather, you'll have a 25% chance to change what the fortune says for you. And I have played through that scene a bunch of times and received all 3 of the other fortunes. So there was a 25% chance I would get the 4th fortune that I needed, and indeed, I did. So, right now, I'm going to do something off screen and switch your view to what I am about to see. And to you, it may look like nothing happened, but for me, this will be a few minutes, so I will be right back. Okay, I have done the mysterious thing. And if anything, our fortune is looking just a little bit blurrier, but I can now do this. Zoom in to archive items. The miraculous tool that I was hoping to have all along. I have accomplished. And we're also going to go through all the other possible fortunes. A mitochondria, a mother, and a door handle. That's the 4 of them. Well worth going through the trouble of beating that level so many times. And the reason I can zoom in is because I have changed the game's output resolution to 4:3. This can only be done when your PS3 is set to output in a SD resolution, so I've got it down to 480i. And 4:3 aspect ratio, and now I can zoom in for some reason. It's so arcane, so bizarre. I only discovered it because I was playing the game on a CRT TV. Happened to stumble upon that feature. There's no on-screen indicator that it exists, but in order to compensate for that lower resolution, they let you zoom in. And it is a tremendous power that I wish I had in the HD version. I don't know why they didn't include it when you are playing the game in HD, but there we go. I figured out how to do it. And having looked at all the fortunes in their greatest possible clarity, let's see what else we can check out. Sam's notebook. We can actually see there's little robots in the background that he's written over. And that was actually mentioned in Bella's diary. She said that her dad got her a notebook that had robots in it, but it was too uncool, so she gave it back. And Sam decided to use that as his personal notebook. We got that engraved plank. I did so much squinting to try and read these, I could have just zoomed in if I'd known that SD Siren Blood Curse allows you to do that. The Gojaku Giant. Let's get a good look at this fella. This friendly guy who is gross. There's the little drawing that Bella drew for Mother's Day. So endearing that Melissa continued to love Bella even after her face had transformed into larvae. But all that is undone now. Hopefully. Perhaps we can still save Bella. Yep, that's about all we needed to look at. We can take a close look at the Sacred Revelations. Nope, that's not it. There we go. There is what appears to be some Shebito writing here. I wouldn't waste my time trying to translate it, because I already have done that. It's not worth it, but we'll talk more about that later. For now, we have hit a major point in the story. We will now be going through our adventure again and hoping for a better outcome. Is it the definition of insanity, or will we actually achieve new things as our beloved characters get a second shot at decoding the mysteries and surviving the horror of Haneda Village?